Hi, everybody. Happy Saturday. Glad all of you could be aboard with us today. As you know, Jan, my colleague Jan from New York City Saves Money is alongside. And what we're going to do today, more or less, is just have a random, you know, talk. One of the things I wanted to bring up in course of the conversation is something you just recently received. Did you by chance happen to receive some type of cheesecake?
Oh, did I? Did I? Hi, Steve. Hi,
Hey,
everybody. How you
Jan.
doing today? Always a pleasure to be here. I am
Yeah.
super stoked, Steve, and I want to clarify to make sure that if you listen to my earlier broadcast, anyone listening, which is nice of you to do, I treated myself to my own birthday cake. Now, every year I like to pick out my own personal preference. Of course, sometimes family members will pick out a different cake, whatever, which is great, but your
Yeah.
birthday is special, right, Steve? You kind of like take a little bit of a privilege. So this year I
Yeah.
was in the mood for cheesecake, Steve. And I could not believe I was floored. I don't get a thin dime for saying this. Steve doesn't get a thin dime for saying this. So I want to straighten out to make sure you guys know the exact name of the company. I highly, highly, highly recommend this. You could bring this as a hostess or host gift to an upcoming holiday party. You could treat yourself or your family for it. Doesn't have to be your birthday. Go to the go to that platform beginning with letter A. You know the one.
Mm-hmm.
The cheesecake, Steve, is called from the Atlantic. No, excuse me, scratch that. Atlanta.
Atlanta?
Atlanta,
Okay.
yes, like the place, Atlanta
Mm-hmm.
Cheesecake Factory or Cheesecake Company, and they sell the New York style cheesecake. Oh my gosh, Steve, you were right. It wasn't $13. It was less than that. So for
Mm-hmm.
less than $13, maybe like 11.50 or 12, something like that, I got myself an 8 slice sampler. Steve, there was the first slice I tried was a slice called turtle. Like, have you ever heard of like turtle candy?
Okay.
So what it is, it
Yes,
was like,
I know the
yes,
one.
you heard of it, right? So I had the regular cheesecake. It had the well-made graham cracker crust. And I think they had, I'm not positive, so don't quote me, but I think they had crushed nuts incorporated with the graham
Yeah.
cracker. Yes? Oh my word.
Yeah. No, I know the well, I'm familiar with the turtle uh variety because you have like the pecans. Um I want to say you've got like a caramel swirl in it
Yes, yes,
somehow.
yes, it was
Okay, so I'm
caramel and
okay, so I'm on
chocolate
the
and chocolate chip, Steve.
and chocolate chip. That's it. That's it. That's it. Yeah.
TGF.
Yeah, because
TGF.
I've never had turtle cheesecake, but I have had the turtle candy.
Yes.
The turtle, yeah. So I know what you're talking about, the caramel, the chocolate,
My
the
first time too having
chocolate
turtle
chips.
cheesecake slices. So they have two slices of each various variety. So naturally my eyes riveted right away, see these like chips. I'm like, oh gosh. So I started my kick off my birthday weekend, as I call it, because my actual birthday's Monday. But the thing is, so I tried that. I was in New York style cheesecake heaven. Thank
Heaven.
you. Yes, thank you so
Yep.
much, Atlanta cheesecake. And but one here, the other styles of slices they had like a strawberry swirl, which looked
I
amazing.
was about to mention that. Yeah.
Yes, and they had the regular, standard looking slices of New York style cheesecake. I mean,
The regular.
yeah, and they had 2 pieces of chocolate cheesecake.
Um now
Hello.
chocolate now chocolate cheesecake like that I have had on a couple of that's really good.
Decadent. So I'm like, I'm really
Yeah.
hopeful, when I'm gonna see, some of my family on my Monday. Listen to me, on Monday, gonna see some of my family on Monday.
Yeah.
And the good news is there won't be any cheesecake left on Monday evening. I say that really wholeheartedly. The good news is because it's just too good. I'm like, I feel bad for sneaking a piece out, but I don't feel bad about that. So you want to laugh, Steve? You know what I do with it to avoid temptation for the rest of the weekend? I put it in the freezer.
I was about to mention that. I said I bet you she probably freezes it to get it out of the way to where it's not visible.
Every time, Steve, I want to avoid temptation because I'm working,
Yeah.
harder to, watch everything that I have. So that's okay. I had some yesterday. It is good. please consider getting one for yourself, for your family, or for a holiday gift. Like I said, I don't make a thin dime for saying it. That's how good it was.
Well, the wheels are turning if that helps you any. Well, no, all of those varieties are pretty good. I have had the strawberry swirl one. That's good too. I mean,
Wow.
anything strawberry, how can you say no? I mean,
Yes.
of course, the regular cheesecake, not all cheesecake is the same, but
No.
regular cheesecake is good. I do like it sometimes a little bit of cherry on top, like cherry pie filling. I like it. Cherry cheesecake, please, Steve, don't do that to yourself.
It is comparable to the one that everybody knows in Brooklyn. That's all I'm saying. I'm not saying the other name. That's how good of a level this is. And I know as a New Yorker.
Okay.
So.
Well, there is one name that's coming to mind. We'll leave it anonymous.
Yeah, we'll leave it anonymous.
I think I might know the brand that you're speaking of.
This is my personal taste and opinion, but I really, really enjoyed it. Can't figure out a hostess gift? Get that. It'll make such a hit with everyone. Anyway, I just had to mention that. You know, Steve, right now, some of us are getting gift weary. And I feel badly for my family because not only do they have to deal with the regular holidays and stuff like that, but they also have my birthday. And when my mom was around, she was born 3 days after me. So we used to celebrate birthday week. This was, my birthday on the 5th and my mom's birthday, bless her heart, on the 8th.
On the 8th.
Yeah. So like next week for me is kind of like bittersweet. It's always tough, we have the anniversary of your mom's birthday and, we always celebrated our birthday week together, but that's okay. She's still part of my heart. You and I have something coming up that's going to air on Monday, on my birthday.
Yes.
Want to mention, like briefly, kind of, sort of, a general idea what's going to happen?
Yeah, to let everybody know, as on right. What we're going to do. I'm just going to go ahead and we're going to get together. And as you saw the canister that she has there, the popcorn container, she's going to put a bunch of questions inside of that canister, and she's going to draw them out at random, and it pertains to the year of her birth, 1958, which
so you guys get to participate, right, Steve?
Right, which 1958 is one of my favorite years of the 1950s. In case those of you that don't know, and plus that I do admire the 50s very much. I just so much grace, style, classy.
And it'll be a premiere in this case, Steve. I'm going to premiere it. So you know, more than welcome to participate, in the chat that day. That way, I get to say hello to you exactly on my birthday, which is really, really cool. And we'll have a lot of fun. So Steve and I are going to record it either today or tomorrow. Probably today, right, Steve? If you're available, or
sure,
or
tomorrow. I got plenty of time.
We'll figure it out.
I'm good. Mm-hmm.
So, we love doing trivia questions with you guys. 1958, Steve, it surprised me. One of the things, I guess you know this already, Steve, I love classic TV shows. One of my favorites, I have a few, but one of them, of course, is Father Knows Best. But I was surprised to learn that there was a show from Father Knows Best that actually came out in 1955. So I'm like, I wasn't even born yet. That's how old the show was. I was very surprised Snow went back even that further. I like watching like the cars that they feature and all this, it's like memorabilia, to me. I love stuff like that.
Yeah. Well, 1955, even though that's not the year of your birth, that's also really the starting point of the rock and roll music as well. And, I am pretty music savvy, pretty music knowledgeable about, because I can tell you different events that happened throughout different decades, as you've known me to do. The starting point of rock and roll music would have to be "Rock Around the Clock" by Bill Haley and the Comets. That really started everything. From there on, honestly though, a lot of people did not accept the rock and roll sound in the 50s very well.
They thought it was going to ruin the world.
Well, actually, believe it or not, it was actually a breath of fresh air. Not that the music of the 50s prior to that was bad. Not, absolutely not. It was slower. It was, you had your Pat Boone and your Patti Page and Joan Weber and Teresa Brewer. And, you had a lot of your Andy Williams is another one. I'm just naming off a few.
Love all
Uh,
the names. Love them.
Tony Bennett. I don't want to leave him out.
No.
But Georgia Gibbs is another one from the
Nice.
1950s. It's great. Yeah. So no, that was a breath of fresh air, but I would have to say that rock and roll music itself probably pinnacled around 57 or 8, right around that ballpark. 57, 58 was kind of like where it hit its. And then, of course, you know what happened in early 59 with the Big Bopper and Buddy Holly, Richie Valens, the plane crash.
Yeah.
And then they say that's where music died, and that was what the song American Pie, even though that's early 70s, was really based about. I think that's what Don McLean was singing about. Was
Yes, that is exactly right. Wasn't the date of that February 2 or early February,
3.
right?
3, February
Oh,
3.
wow. Oh, okay.
Yeah, a day before my mom's birthday. Hers was on the 4th.
Oh,
So
I
that was just
see.
a date.
Got it. Right.
Yeah.
That had to be a very touching, very sad day for everyone that day.
Mhm.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Music is so much part of our life, and I'm so glad you guys have taken a minute and watching Steve and I this afternoon. We love, especially the Saturday afternoon show when we get together, right, Steve? Because it is our
Mhm.
utmost hope, both of us, that, especially now, Steve, with all this busyness, shopping, chaos, extra phone calls, rapping, we love to do those things. Yes, it's true. But sometimes it could get a little stressful, or like you get a little burnt out, like trying to figure out, oh my gosh, I only have this much to work with and spend and everything. Take
Yeah.
your minute. That's why Steve and I highly recommend music. I was just listening to the music station before Steve and I were doing our pre-show show. We always get together prior to the show. We have a minute,
Right.
whatever,
Yeah.
right?
Mhm.
And there's a song, and you don't get, right now you're not monetized, so I can mention it. So it's called by Sia, SIA, called Candy Cane Lane. I actually posted it once on a community page about a month back. I so love the song. I said, Steve, we have to stop everything, right? What did I do? I turned my camera to the TV and we had to listen to it. I just
Right.
love the song. This song is the bomb. It sounds like early 60s.
Yeah, even I told you that because remember,
Yes, we're on the same page.
yes, when I listened to it, I was hearing it and I said, wait a minute. I said, this has got that Phil Spector Wall of Sound girl group. I said that the Ronettes came to mind, the Crystals. Like I saw Mommy Kissing Santa Claus.
Yes.
That time frame, 63, 64, 62-ish, when that Phil Spector thing was at its height. So I immediately came back to you. I said, this sounds Ronette-ish. Yeah, go figure, but you know what I mean. But I said it definitely has that early 60s girl group feel to it.
If you're
It's
feeling
there.
fatigued or tired or just mentally weary, take a 3-minute break, find that tune. Steve, you know what? I think I'll repost that song on my community page later today. I'm telling you, hopefully by the time this show goes up, it'll be already posted on my community tab.
Mhm.
Take a listen again to that song. But it's just as an example of how music can transform a mood. Have you found
Yeah.
that to be the case with you too? Like you have a lot on your mind, you're tired, or you just want to chill, right? Just put on some music. It doesn't have to be Christmas music. I mean, any music
No.
that you like.
No, I mean, in my case, for those that don't know, my musical tastes are very eclectic. Am I into the music of today? No, unfortunately not, because I look for originality. I'm sorry to tell you, originality in music probably went out the window in the 1980s. That was probably the last time,
Well, needless to
So-
say, you know how I feel. We both agree on that topic.
Right. So, I
Couple
could
of good ones
listen.
in the 90s, maybe a couple of good ones in the 90s. Yeah.
I started dropping off top 40 about 92. 92 is where I really started to see the transition. The I'm not a grunge person. I don't mind garage music, but I can't get into grunge. Figure that one out because they are kind of like
I know isn't that crazy? But I agree
and
with you.
they
There's a difference.
and that even though they are like counterparts of each other, so to speak, but garage rock of the 60s is one thing. But
Love.
right, like one of my favorites of the 1960s, it has a garage feel, and I let you hear it, was Don't Bring Me Down by the Animals.
Love. Love.
And we do both have a like for the 1966 year, for the
Yes.
the
Yes.
don't get me wrong, 65 was not a slouch either. So
No, no,
that was,
not at all. And I get sad that the earlier part of the 60s somehow, for whatever reason, gets a lot of times scuffed over.
yeah, and and I do appreciate my early 1960s at 61, 62, 63,
That's why I like that
64,
song Candy Lane Lane.
right,
Candy,
and
not Lane
60
Lane, Cane Lane. Yeah.
Cane Lane, yeah, and then 64, which a lot of transition started to come into effect. You had a lot of your surfing music was getting, well, you had it a little bit before that, but it was getting real hot about 64. The Beach Boys, the British music invasion, you had your Beatles and all of that come into play. So you had a lot. So you had a lot going on in 64. You had a lot to pick from. So, but I like 64 as well. And then 65 is, as I mentioned, the rest of, but no, music is always a good thing. It's like a lyric that resonates with me from the OJs. They put out a song called I Love Music.
Oh, yeah.
And there's a lyric in the line where it says, music is the healing voice of the world. I really believe that.
Yes.
And
Yes.
it's understood by every boy, woman, girl, or however the lyric. But anyway, in other words, that line is trying to say all of us can listen to music and it be therapeutic to us. That's basically what it boils down to.
I honestly think, Steve, if the world took another extra minute and listened a little more to music, a lot of us would feel a lot better about things for whatever the reason. And I don't know the reason. I think it's because God wants us to enjoy music. That's why God put rhythm and singing abilities in our heart and soul. Mm-hmm. I mean that. Take that minute of music. Everybody, it's free. You don't have to pay for it. You have it.
No.
If you could watch us, you could listen to music. So.
Oh, yeah. Now, do keep in mind, even though I create videos, us doing this and then on my own, now keep in mind, I do have an off time that I use YouTube like everybody else does. Yeah. And I'm subscribed to many, most of them being music channels. Oh, I go on and listen to music on YouTube. Absolutely. I'll pick out a few that I want to listen to and set it up. And yeah, I'm just like everybody else when it comes to YouTube. I'm not just a creator. I'm also an onlooker, a surfer, just like, all of our subscribers. I'm, because, technically, though, if you look at it from this way, Jan, on the other side of the equation, I'm a subscriber to you.
Yes.
I'm
and
one
you're
of them.
A subscriber to me. So, and I'm a subscriber to you.
And right. So.
I have to mention something that involves Steve. Okay. Steve, Money Mom, and JB from JB Breaks Free. Guess what? We're getting together on Tuesday because we're going to have a recording session. We're going to record a show that I would like to air on the following Saturday, meaning 1 week from today. And we are going to talk about some points of views, with the holiday season and things of that nature. So please, I am super excited. We are all super excited to meet JB. JB, if you're watching this, hello.
Hey, yeah, I'm looking forward to that. Yeah, because a lot of his videos actually have a little bit of a reflection back on me. Not so much what I'm doing currently, but based on what I did with my mom and my dad, and things like that. So
very motivating. Very
right.
Motivating,
so I am looking forward to doing that on Tuesday, and then the night that it airs, because I'm all, I try, and when I use the word try, I put a lot of emphasis in what I do. I will definitely be there to watch it because I do like to watch myself on playback. I'm I'm guilty of that. I think
well,
we all are.
sometimes, well, we have to do it. It's part of our thing. And like, sometimes I'll look at like some of my work and go, oh, okay, that's good. That sometimes I'll look at my work and go, oh my gosh, Jan, did you really do that or say that? Or you threw your hands up in the air like way too many times. Or here's something that I am very guilty of, and I noticed it. One day I said, might have been about 15, no, not 15 times, might have been about 4 or 5 times. So, all right, the first, was not bad. All right, you live with it. The fourth, I was starting to get antsy. Thankfully, the video ended around the fifth,
Yeah.
It happens,
Well, I mean, it's okay. I mean, we all tend to have a little bit of isms in what we say or do. One of the ones that I have a bad habit of, it could be my generation. I like to use the word like.
Oh gosh, yeah, that's been around.
So,
yeah. You are right with the yeah.
well, I do know that the term like was pretty big, like during the Valley Girl period. Oh gosh, did I just say that?
You
well,
did
anyway,
not just say that.
that was like like in the 1980s. Like, I'm so sure. Like, oh my God, gag me with a spoon. Anyway, that's that's a little humor for you.
A little bit crazy. Steve, before we go, I need to mention this because I know it's already at the 21 and a half point. We don't like to hold view up too long. But regarding gifts, very quickly, recently someone close to me that I know well sent a shipment of an item, was a handmade item or whatever, 1 or 2 little care package. Within the States, $70 shipping, 70.
Well,
I know, knock me over with a feather. Okay, so in your little travels, guys and gals, try to do anything possible to avoid a lot of shipping charges. Sometimes it's inevitable, you can't help it. But if you could avoid the shipping charges, Steve, seriously, $70, I could have gotten 4 gifts at least with $70. That's me. I'm just saying. So try to get the free shipping. Try gift cards. Steve, what about Amazon gift card? Oh, I said the word. You know what I mean.
It's all right.
It's a hard thing to do. Some people think it's so hard.
No, you just, for those that have one of those accounts, I'll just say that, you can go into your account and somehow you scroll down. I think it's your payments or something. I think you can do it from there. It's not hard to do, but once you get to the page, all you need is somebody's email address, the denomination you want to send them. You even have the ability to send them like a little attached card to go with it from them. You can attach it somehow.
Just what I do is I say gift card, and what it does is bring up the whole thing, and then you just enter and just follow it. And Steve, for people that received one, if you want to send somebody one via email, all they do is literally click on the email, go to their Amazon account. If they don't have an account, not everyone has an Amazon account. If they don't have an account, all they do is type in that little number that was there. Done. It's applied, and you can use it and go shopping to whatever you want to do.
Right. It's a claim code. If you get it in your email, it's down below. Of course, you can log in and add it, but if you can get that claim code number, copy and paste it, go over to your gift card where you can add it, copy and then paste it and add, and give it like not even 5 seconds, and it's there.
Seconds. Someone sent me a $25 gift card. Excuse me, Steve, want to mention this very fast. Somebody received on their own, for their own birthday, a $25 gift card. They kind of hate to do anything online. So that person said to me, can you use it? I said, would I ever turn down money? No. So no, I'm not going to lie. So anyway, so she said, okay. So she read me the code number. Get a load how easy this was. She read me the code number. I wrote it down. I went on to my Amazon account, put it in right there. Done.
Yeah.
And what about the people that send you those regular general gift cards, let's say with a Visa logo or, some other major company logo? You could even still go on Amazon and they would accept it, but you have to post it as a debit card.
As a debit card, that's correct. Once you enter your information, it takes maybe a half a minute, if that. I guess they have to to get proof from the bank that it comes from, and once it's validated, it'll be added in. Of course, it shows the last 4 digits, for privacy, and that's it.
And
then
one more mentioned. Go ahead, Steve. Finish. I'm sorry.
And the only other thing I wanted to say, and you could just purchase right off of it like you would a normal debit, credit type card. You just,
It's amazing. And one more thing, and don't get caught up with $25 is not a great gift card. Lie, not true.
Wrong.
Lie, not true. I astounded the person that gave me the $25 because I contacted them right away. Remember those banks the other day they did the video on? I got 2 of those banks as soon as I got that gift card. And guess what, Steve? I still had $4 and change left from the 25. So don't fall for that nonsense. Oh, $25.
That's good.
If you want to give someone, that's what you can afford, $25 gift card for someone. They will be able to find something. By the way, maybe a couple of those Atlantic cheesecakes. They're
Let me tell you, I'm thinking about getting one of those, but I want to order it at just the right time. I may use it because I normally have family that comes down around Christmas time. I may bring it as a housewarming thing.
They will love you for it. Yes.
And I got to keep an eye on the price that it stays about what you paid.
It's like $11.80 or $11.50. It was really inexpensive, and I highly recommend it. Steve, thanks for having me on.
Okay. Oh, you're welcome. And I'm glad that all of you out there could tune in this Saturday and take about a half hour of your time, but that's fine.
It's okay.
Take about a half hour of your time out of your day to, talk, to be with us, because we enjoy having you as much as you enjoy having us. So,
without Steve, there is no show. I even said it on my audio this morning. I said, you and I could record all day long. We could sit here and record all day long without anybody viewing or watching. There is no show. So.
No, there's not. You have to have a reason to put that out there. Otherwise, you're just blowing in the wind, quote unquote. But, all right. Okay, guys. Well, be on the lookout. On Tuesday, I've got my Recipe Tuesday. Now, I will say this. I have made a change to my Recipe Tuesday. I've moved it a couple of hours or so later.
Yeah.
Because I don't know of too many people that's up at 6 a.m.
I think that was a great idea. So make sure to remember, guys, that Steve's show is no longer on at 6, but you pulled it up to like around the 8 o'clock, 8:30 area.
8:30, right. Yeah, a little bit. Because I would rather pull it up at a time where people are having their breakfast, their coffee, reading a newspaper for those that still do.
Right.
But all right. Well, thanks everybody for tuning in, and we'll see you guys back here next Saturday. Bye for now.
Bye-bye.
Take care. Bye.